I'm Essi.
And we are at Tuiskula farm in Siuntio.
Our farm is 1 hectare for vegetable production, and the 1 hectare is our own land. And then we rent 7.5 hectares of pasture for the laying hens. So altogether a bit over 8 hectares that we cultivate.
We started the farm as a business about 3 years ago. When we moved here, we had the intention to farm, but we were probably still naive about it, thinking that it's going to be easy, which it definitely wasn't. A lot of work, and of course, and some luck and some bad luck. But we always had the feeling we wanna do something. Maybe motivated for trying to fix something in the food system, something in the ecological crisis, and we felt that before we could only not do things, only try to avoid doing things to have a positive impact. So we really wanted to turn that around and do something that is actually actively positive. Regenerative agriculture, the way we see it, is all about restoring soil function. To keep this short, we follow 5 principles. We do not disturb the soil. That means mechanically by plowing, but also chemically by adding any pesticides, herbicides, etc., or fertilizers. We keep living roots in the soil as much as possible, basically all year round, because those plants, those living roots, they're going to feed the soil microbiome, and that soil microbiome is crucial for soil function. We keep the soil covered, so we have dead plant material or a mulch, some sort of cover on the soil, so we avoid any type of erosion, and at the same time we feed the soil microbiome that can decompose and eat that material. Diversity is very much key here as well. We plant different plants together, we have different animal enterprises, and we cycle nutrients. The more diverse we are, the more we see our yield go up. Animal integration. We don't really believe in farms without animals. Again, because of the nutrient cycling, etc., but also because of the biodiversity functions that farm animals bring into a farm, into a system. And then, of course, the last principle is actually context, which means we avoid prescription type thinking. Our farm is different from your farm, the way we work is different from someone else's, so everyone has to look at the whole and translate it to their farm.
So the soil is very much in focus, but I find it important because I've encountered this misunderstanding that soil health is somehow more important than animal health or animal ethics. So that is definitely not the case, because we see that one cannot exist without the other. A typical day on the farm, we have different tasks, because Peter takes care of the chicken, and I am mainly responsible for the vegetable garden, so our days are also different in how they look like.
And then the seasons are different, etc. But if we talk through a typical day in summer, the first thing I do is to feed the chicken, obviously. I move the chicken first. We move them every day, then I feed them. Then I come home and try to have breakfast. And then it depends if it's a harvest day, I will be helping you with the harvest.
So then the whole day is just harvesting and packing, so that as much as possible of the harvest that we give that day is picked the same day.
Which is 80-90%.
Yeah.
Will be picked the same day, and the rest would be picked the day before.
So those are really hectic days, and that lasts for 20 weeks of the year, which is the amount of weeks that the CSA lasts. But then other days...
But you forget that after that very hectic harvest day, I drive to deliveries to Helsinki and to Espoo and so on. We deliver at the REKO markets, both our CSA subscription boxes and then all the extra vegetables and all the extra eggs. So we fill the car with on average 3,000 eggs, and then everything else of the space in the car is just packed with boxes with vegetables. Then I come home at 10:30, 11.
And then it starts again.
And then 2 days later it's another one. So it's 2 days a week like that. And the days in between...
Well, the chicken chores are every day, 7 days a week, so that doesn't change. But then other days, well, we need to weed, we need to transplant, seed,
fix whatever breaks,
yeah,
which
happens often.
All the time. But then the end of the season, the end of the vegetable season, basically, things change because suddenly the next deadline of something that needs to be happen is like next June when the season starts again.
I feel like that's a really natural rhythm also, that we rest in the winter because then you have the least amount of energy. So it feels really natural to have your holiday in the darkest season. But then the spring comes, and the spring is our most hectic time. Our main challenge so far, I think, has been land access. We have only 1 hectare and we live so close to the capital that it's really hard to find agricultural land that is for sale. It's all in use. It's such a high value thing here that people don't really want to sell it unless it's really necessary. And then I would say also time, because we are not yet in a place where our time management would be perfect. I don't know if we'll ever be there, but I think that comes with also practice and experience, that you can plan things more time effectively. In many things, we've been one of the first ones, so there's not a lot of guidance or support systems for this type of farms, which is understandable, but it has also made starting this business intense, because you have to do everything by yourself, and when you try to call someone and ask for like any help or advice, then no one knows what you're doing, no one understands what you're doing or what you're trying to achieve. So I hope this will also change, so that the next ones who start their farms from nothing actually do get support from like an institutional level. That will make it a lot easier.
You don't have to inherit a farm, you don't have to marry a farmer. You can start small scale and build your way up. It's a very challenging thing to do, but it's also something that gives a lot of satisfaction.
And meaning.
And meaning.
We don't have to ever wake up in the morning and think like, what's the point of life, or what's like that our life has no purpose. That's a really big thing, actually, I think, that a lot of people struggle with, that what they do doesn't feel meaningful. But in farming, you don't, at least you don't have to think about that. We sell our produce at the REKO markets. We've listed all the REKOs that we visit on our website. There's 8 at the moment, in Helsinki, Espoo and Kirkkonummi.
We're mainly set up for CSA for a subscription, basically, where we give a box of vegetables for 20 weeks of the year, delivered in the neighborhood of our subscribers at the REKO market. That's going to be a box with 5, 7, 10 or 14 different items. And it's a very diverse box. We try to always put very different things from week to week, so that we grow about 50 different vegetables. So we really mix everything up so people don't get too tired of this one and the same thing. And then all the extra things that we have, we sell either here from the farm in the kiosk, which is open 24/7, self-service, and then at the REKO as well.
What I love most about this job is to see things grow. I think that's always like miraculous, that you have a seed and then all of a sudden in a few months it's a cabbage. It's incredible. You can't really understand the scope of how incredible it is until you've seen how small a seed of a cabbage is and how huge the plant becomes. So for me, that's definitely like the most exciting thing.
There's a lot of gratitude basically from customers, and that's something that I did not ever get from any other profession that I did before farming.
Exactly, plus also because we sell directly to the end consumer, so we meet them, so we can get the
we get
feedback.
to know them as well. Like
yeah, we have like the best customers, such fantastically nice people. So then it's just really nice to be surrounded by these people who care about food, they care about food production and about like the planet. So you get to just hang out with really cool people.